When I was a child, my mom always told me, Angel, when you were born, all the angels came from heaven. Do you know why? Because you're special. On June 16, 2018, I launched my show, Have Faith, Let It Begin. I always wanted to change the world, share my personal testimony, share real-life stories and motivational topics to set out to go out and change the world. Join me each and every week, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m., because this is a show all about faith. My name is Angel, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. My name is Angel, and today is Thursday, March 14th, 2019. I am waking up to a beautiful morning, and it's gorgeous out. The sun is up, and we're just getting ready for another episode. So I want to talk to you about something that I find interesting. It's about the gossiping. You know, we've talked about gossiping many times in the workplace, but the hardest thing I think about gossip is how often it tries. Let me rephrase that. The part about gossiping that I don't understand is how easy it is to get caught up in the gossip. So, for example, you may not be the one that's starting the gossip. You may not be the one that starts the conversation. But when you hear the conversation, it's easy to get sucked in. And one of the things that I've learned over the last couple of months, especially on my maternity leave this past week when I was with my daughter, is how much anger, how much resentment I had toward my colleagues, because that's all they do is gossip. And I finally realized that you're never going to truly stop people from gossiping. I mean, you can stop them from gossiping on you or about you when you confront them, or when they start talking about other people in front of you. You can say, they're not here to defend themselves. Can you please not gossip or talk about them while they're not here? So that will prevent them from doing it in front of you. But the hardest thing is how often people feel that they need to do that. And why they do it is beyond me. Why is it that they feel that it's something that they want or need to do, to talk about somebody, to ridicule them, to make them feel so low, but yet when they see them, it's as if they've never spoken bad about them. I don't understand why things like this happen. I don't understand why people act this way. And don't get me wrong, I'll be the first to tell you that I've been a person that liked to gossip. I was a person that got easily involved in what I heard. I became a follower at one time. And it was not until it bit me right in the tuchus, and it put me in a position, it embarrassed me actually. Somebody actually called me right out and embarrassed me in front of other people, but I deserved it. I deserved it because I was gossiping. I deserved it because I was spreading a rumor that I heard and talked about it as if it was true. The hardest thing about gossiping, folks, is that you don't realize how much hurt, how much pain it causes other people, how it makes you feel as if you don't belong, how it makes you feel like you are just a non-person of interest. And for what? So that you can feel good about yourself, or feel good that maybe you've talked about somebody else at their expense, but more importantly, to make you feel better? It's not right. It's just not right. We're not meant for that. We're better than that. And, each day I go to work now, especially my first day back, I found myself very proud of myself, because I found that when people started talking about others, I stuck up for them and myself. I said, listen, I know in the past I've spoken and I've talked about things of people that are not around, but I'm not doing that anymore. And I would I would feel better if you didn't do it around me. And I think it was the delivery. It's very easy to come across as a hypocrite if you all of a sudden you're like, hey, we shouldn't do that, when you've been doing it. But, I put myself out there and said, listen, I've done it, and I won't do it again. And they respectfully, stopped talking about the individual. I think that we all should learn from that. I think we all should be better people. We can be better individuals and try our very best to not gossip. I mean, and it's really all I wanted to talk about this morning as I headed to work, because it was bothering me. Yesterday was a very difficult day, because I felt as if everywhere I turned, there was somebody talking about someone else. I was walking the halls of the place I work, and all you heard was, did you hear about this person? Did you hear about that? And it was everywhere. It was all around me. And I felt as if I was suffocating. And again, I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect, because I'm the first one to admit that I've gossiped. But now being on the outside, now looking into the, inside of this glass bowl of just nasty feedback and nasty rhetoric, really just put me in a better perspective to feel that I'm doing the right thing by not getting involved. So here's my proposition to you. Here's my goal. If I can do it, I know you can do it. If you find yourself gossiping or in a position to, or in a environment where they're talking about somebody else, have the decency to sit there, stick up for that person and yourself, and say, guess what? I don't think we should do this anymore. Or if you were a gossip person, say to yourself, own it. Listen, I've done it before. I don't think it's right to do it from here on out. Because it does hurt people. It brought back a memory for me. A memory about an individual who was being gossiped upon. And that person was basically coming around and saying that the person was sick. And sick to the point where whatever they claimed they had was contagious. And it was like a plague. Nobody wanted to sit with this person at lunch. Everybody kind of came across like they were skeeved, made themselves nauseous near the person. When in fact, one person overheard a conversation of this person speaking about a person that they once knew who died of an actual cause. And how quick that one thing that they heard turned into something that was way off base. That person eventually quit their job and left. And to know that the damage that we did as colleagues really, really embarrasses me as a person. Until the day came where she stuck up for herself and she picked up her last paycheck. She let us have it. She let us realize that she was the reason why she left. We were the reason why she left. This was many years ago, and I remembered it. And I promised I will never do it again. And that's really just one thing that came to my mind as I was dealing with this gossiping. I just can't do it anymore. And I hope that all of you feel the same way. And that's what we wanted to talk about today. I hope each and every one of you have learned from it. I know I did. And I hope that we together can be better individuals, better people, and learn to treat their neighbors with respect. Honor thy neighbor and treat them the way you want to be treated. Love thy enemy. And respect your elders, respect your peers, and do it with total understanding that when you talk about somebody, when you say things, it may not always be true, and you may not realize the damage you're doing for that individual. That's all I have to say about that today. Have faith. Let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, man love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.